So now we're walking to a glorious church in the architecturally rich city of Katowice, Poland, which seems to have an energetic vibe that didn't exist in Krakow, but certainly exists here. And it seems like there's an eclectic, artistic bunch of people here that dress out of the norm and probably seem to kind of live a little bit beyond just the typical normal Polish person. And I'll talk about that. Supposedly this area of Poland, it's in Silesia, which is a region of Poland. It supposedly gets a bad rap, a bad reputation. The people from Krakow and Warsaw will make fun of the people from here. It used to be a heavily industrialized area, and now it's kind of turned into a more creative haven for creatives. But the I guess the normal status quo people of Poland really make fun of this place, give these people a hard time, look down upon them, make not so nice jokes about them, probably because they are just a little bit different. And a little bit different is usually a good thing. But if you're trying to be normal all the time, it can spook you. So, we are here at the church, and you can see just how dramatic this church is. So we slowly make our way into it, and look at these bricks. They're like just dark. They have character right here. It's glazed. I can feel it. It's soft there. Amazing. And then let's do just like a loop around this church. It feels like art to me, right? Like, it doesn't feel very heavy, like, oh, you have to join our religion, this is so spiritual. It just feels like this is amazing art. And let's talk about it. There's two big doors, and then they call them ribs. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's actually at least 4 or 5 ribs outlining the frame of the door and the angular thing atop the door. And that ribbing gives it depth, right? So the first rib starts away from the door, and then it slowly moves in. So when you walk towards the door, you feel like you're surrounded, because you are, by these ribs. I mean, it's so tall, incredible. And then it looks like this front is newer, like it's been revived to some degree. It's probably falling apart in shambles. But then here's like the rich part, because this is the older part, which is beautiful. Where it's, you know, it's kind of crumbling over there, and it's these bricks are blackened, clearly showing its age. But that's actually a really good thing, and not a bad thing at all, because it gives it so much character. If you walked towards this building, it would kind of stop you in your tracks because of its character, because of its age, and you feel some type of connection to it. Not, you know, not really even just, not even a religious one, but just like a, wow, that's a piece of impressive art right there. You know, you get kind of like an architectural high, just from this. So I'm working hard for you guys here. I'm running up these little, I'll show you guys, just a little hill there. This is fighting that. But the top, there's the cross or double cross on top, but there's a section, then there's a clock, which is interesting. You don't usually see clocks on churches, but here you do. And the church, you've got the clock, it's in a circle surrounded by essentially a triangle, but then above the triangle there's a section lengthwise going up towards the cross, and it's got all sorts of wild designs, reds and greens. So there's so much hyper detail within this church. There's like, if you took an expert tour of this, the expert could probably speak on this church for like 5 hours, because there's so much to it, and I'm sure there's some wild history to it as well, which I don't know, so we don't know, but maybe some of you do, and some of you can contribute that info to the comments section below. The first time I've ever said that. But here, yeah, we have more of the same, just the hyper detail, the blackened bricks, and that steeple, which is oh so incredibly tall, as well as that circular ribbing I was talking about before that was at the door. You see it reflected within the windows here too. See, it's like the ribbing there, ribbing there, ribbing there, everywhere. Ribbing in this door as well. So lots of ribbing. I mean, just a masterpiece. You know, I see a lot of churches. I travel all over the world, but this one is one of the more decorative and more special that I've seen. Again, because it doesn't feel like it's so heavily religious, but it does feel like it's so heavily artistic and creative, which I love.